Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Ivy and I do makeup sometimes. So today I'm going to be showing you how I got this look right here. I've decided to make like a new series on my channel. Hi, Ivy from the future here. So basically when I first filmed this, I didn't explain the video series very well, so I'm gonna clarify for you now. So basically, since the beginning of my Instagram, I've always gotten requests to show y'all how I do these more creative looks. That being said, it's hard to do them in a way that's a very smooth tutorial. Sometimes when I sit down and do looks, I'm just kind of messing around and I come up with something and I don't always remember how I did it exactly. Other times there's just a lot of bumps in the road for me to come to the vision like I originally had. And you know what I mean? It's just kind of like, it's not perfect every time. So the alternative would be to refilm things all the time, but that takes forever and also it sucks to do. So what I used to do is I would just do them on live with you guys, but YouTube is like up for longer and also I can condense it in a way that it's not 3 hours long. So I kind of wanted to do a get ready with me series where I do these extra looks more like, you know, get ready with me style. The good thing about this series is that you will get to see my thought process for things. I'm gonna kind of start out with a game plan. We'll see whether or not I make it there. Sometimes in the series I won't make it to the end of my look and I'll be like, this sucks, so sorry about it, bye. Sometimes it'll turn into a totally different look, whatever, you never know. But it's just gonna be like a more realistic look into my artistic process and we get to chit chat about some random stuff. So yeah, that's basically the gist behind this. If you want to, you're here right now, might as well subscribe to my channel. Just wanted to throw that in there. But without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, so for today, the goal is for us to create a galaxy halo cut crease. But generally when you're creating like a galaxy kind of look, you have like a base color and then you have like the solar flare. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. You have the solar flares and like stuff like that. I don't really know a lot about space. I just like to make looks that look like space. I don't know. But you have like the colorful stuff. And so those are like the two main colors you kind of have for the look. You usually accent with some things, at least how I do galaxies. So for this specific look, instead of doing my usual purple base like I usually do, which gets kind of repetitive, I wanted to do a navy one. And then I wanted to be a little bit ambitious and do orange solar flares. So, you know, without further ado, let's get into it. I already primed a little bit with concealer, but I am just gonna hit my eyelids with a little more, and I should probably get a mirror so I'm not using the viewfinder as one the whole time because that's just not gonna go well. I feel like it's important to note that I pulled that concealer all the way up to into my eyebrows because, and I also don't have my brow. Don't mind me just falling. I didn't fill in my eyebrows because I'm going to be blending eyeshadow like basically up into my eyebrows and I don't feel like doing them twice, so I'm gonna just do them at the end. Alright, so today for the palette we're going to be using the Juvia's Place Magic palette. I mean, we're going to be using a couple other ones, but we're starting here. And the shades I love from this palette are like about 4 of them actually that I really use frequently. And that would be these two at the bottom because I don't really have a super dark purple or a super dark blue. And then I like these two shades right here for blush. But today we are going to be dipping into the blue. So I'm going to take this shade Ife. Nope, no I'm not. I'm taking this shade Yejide. And I'm going to take that on this Makeup Shack T53 brush. You already know, code Ivy to save. And I am just going to go ahead and pack that into my crease. So I'm just taking this shadow brush and I'm just packing the shade straight into the crease. And we're gonna keep this shade like really tight in the crease.
I know. How many times can this say, in the crease?
For now, it is gonna be the main shade, but we wanna leave as much space as possible to kind of blend between this and the orange, and then we'll like expand this as we need to. I don't know, it's hard to explain. Now we're gonna start blending outwards. I'm gonna take the purple and we're just gonna dip into that with a Sigma E37 brush. So yeah, basically with this look, instead of, you know, blending straight from blue to orange because we don't want it to go muddy, you have to kind of progress through different colors. So how I like to go about this is going from blue, then I go into purple. I'm gonna go into a more pinky purple because I'm the kind of person who likes to use a lot of shades as opposed to using like a few shades and blending more. I'd rather just like take each little step up, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna go from blue to this more like cool tone dark purple, and then I'm gonna go to a lighter, more pinky purple. I might even hit it with a little bit of pink, and then I'm gonna hit it with that orange up towards the brow bone and like the perimeter mostly. Watch me be worried about how like educational this is gonna be and I end up like giving y'all more info than usual. This coffee is a lot better than I expected. Y'all know I've been drinking more coffee lately because I used to drink like Red Bulls. Like I was drinking Red Bulls, son. But I'm trying not to do that anymore. And like I've been with coffee, but I was like putting a lot of sugar in it for a while because like, I mean, it's bitter and Red Bulls are sweet, and I was like making the transition. But I'm like learning to love the taste of coffee more, and it's been really great. This purple is honestly more on the blue side anyway, so it's still giving that navy vibe. But yeah, I've been trying to drink coffee with less sugar. I've also been trying to use like less plastic. I don't see myself being like zero waste or anything in the new future, but ever since, you know, like where this bottle actually came from, ever since I went on this trip with Lush, I was like, I do want to go green. I aspire. I felt motivated to be like a better person, you feel me? Fortunately for them though, and unfortunately for me, and very unfortunately for my wallet, I feel like I've become like a heavy Lushie since that trip. Like, I don't know what it is about their products, but they deadass make me like excited to shower. And it's like a fucking shower. Like, what's that to be excited about? But I'm like, I'm about to go smell some rose jam. So I'm actually gonna head there today. My bank, my poor wallet. They stuff's expensive, but it's because like they source things well, and like they try to like donate to charities and like do all this good stuff with their money. So like you want to spend money there, but also like it's a lot of money. Like I said, I'm gonna be buffing it out with like another shade next, and I think I'm gonna go with this blue tone purple first. I'm not sure. I feel like I might need to mix in some of the like pinky one above it, but we'll see.
12 seconds later.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to use the pinkier one because that's not it. Yeah, that's better, that's better. So I'm using the pinkier one on top. Yeah, speaking of the Lush trip, I have every intention of going to Lush today, which is horrible because I currently have like half a drawer filled with Lush shit. But there's like, I've been obsessed with like Lush hauls lately. And it's like this weird habit I have of like watching YouTube videos of things after I buy them. Which admittedly on the trip we didn't like purchase like Lush products, but like, you know what I mean? I don't know, like if I go buy a lipstick, I will go watch reviews of that lipstick after. And that makes no sense. I'm just like, now I'm curious about what everyone else thinks because I thought it was a good idea. It's like, what's up? Going back with like that second shade because we want that depth still. There we go, I think that's looking right. Now what we're gonna do next is we're gonna pack on the orange. So I've got this flat packing brush. I'm gonna take Juvia's Saharan palette. I don't know if I mentioned, but you can save on Juvia's with code IV. I think I said that. I'm gonna take this bright red orange over here up top in the shade Sakoto, and we're just going to pack that. And we're not gonna pack it uniformly around. I'm kind of just doing this like upside down C right here. We're kind of just packing this on. And then when we blend down with like the pink shade and stuff like that, it'll all blend together. And then we're gonna buff out some of the edges. But yeah, I wanna go pick up, I wanna try, what's it called? They have like this green face wash that's called Herbal something. And that looks really cool mainly because it's green, but also like people say it's good. I feel like their face washes could potentially be like cute, like everyday. I'm just out here trying to drop everything. But I feel like their blushes might be, their washes might be like cute little everyday exfoliators because they're like, they have like almonds and stuff like that in them that are like gentle. And I feel like I've been wanting something like that in my skincare routine. Next I'm gonna take the Masquerade palette and I'm just gonna touch into Bori, and then I might touch into a little bit of Zobo and just kind of mix those together and blend the shades. So I'm gonna have more Zobo as I'm coming up from the purple, but then as I approach the orange, I'm gonna add more of the pink. But yeah, I think it's called Herbalism. That's what I wanna try. And then I think it's called Celestial, maybe? It's like a moisturizer they have. I wanna grab a sample of that. But I've also really been loving the Volcano foot mask. So I kind of want to pick up the pink peppermint like foot lotion or whatever it's called. At this point, I'm just kind of going back and forth with the colors. You always want to start kind of lower with like these kind of looks where you want to like blend a lot in like a small area. But now that I've kind of got the colors down, I feel like I'm going to bring up the blue a little higher and the purple a little higher just so that it can look a little bit more blown out in the crease. And I'm also going to like kind of bring them up this way and out this way just so it's not like such an even like, you know, like upside down U shape. But anyways, Who have you guys been into watching on YouTube? Recently, I've kind of gotten out of the habit of watching as many beauty videos. If you watch my live streams, you probably know that. I used to watch like exclusively beauty content, and I'm talking like since the day I started watching YouTube videos, for the most part, not exclusively, but I used to watch a lot of beauty videos, and it got to a point where I was really just like exclusively watching beauty videos. But recently, I just like, I don't know, like I haven't been into it as much. There's just like, I've realized that there's so much more YouTube out there to be consumed by my eyes. And that's been like really cool. Like I've been rediscovering some people, like for example, Shane Dawson. I wasn't the biggest fan of his content back in the day. I just didn't find it that, it wasn't for me. But nowadays, like I love a lot of his stuff. The Tana series was a banger. We love a director, like a documentary director. He snapped. I feel like this look isn't dark enough, but I feel like I might have used more of the dark purple last time. So let me touch into that a little more. But yeah, back to YouTube. I feel like I'm gonna get dragged for this, but the last few days I've actually been watching a few Dolan Twins videos, and I actually don't hate it, you know? You don't drag me. I don't know how I ended up watching their videos. I think it was recommended after, I don't know, like a Jane's video or something. And I was just like, let me click. Well, they're like really short, but like you feel like you're still getting enough in the video. They'd be yelling a lot, but it's still, there's like some humor in, okay, listen, just try it. Don't knock it till you try it. Okay, thank you. You know who else's videos I've really been liking lately? I mentioned this to you guys on Instagram stories before, but I've been watching Tristan Paredes. I feel like I'm probably like the shittiest at saying his name ever, but I've been watching him lately, and he's like a, what's it called? He's a vocal coach, and he does like YouTube videos. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I have like this deep desire to like want to fucking sing one day. Like I aspire to not be a shitty singer. I don't know. And his videos, like when he critiques people, make you feel like, me too. Like your website is youcansinganything.com, and I feel like I can sing anything. That should be making me feel like I could take over the world. I'm like, Beyonce, watch out! No, I'm kidding. Beyonce, you will be just fine. I didn't mean that in the slightest. I feel like this is looking weird to me, but it's mostly probably looking weird to me because my eyebrows aren't on. But now that this crease is mostly done, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other crease. And then I'll do my brows, and I'll come back on camera in a second. I said I was gonna get off camera and do my brows, but I think that might not even be the issue here. I think my issue is just that this doesn't have as much dimension as I would like. So what I think I'm gonna do is, I briefly mentioned adding some yellow. I'm gonna add a little bit of that and see if that changes my mind, because I feel like adding the yellow might just like add another level of like kind of like texture, and that might be what this needs, you know? Sorry if my angle is different than the last time I was on here. I'm queen of dropping literally everything.
Flashback.
So time to look for my yellow shadow because I lose everything. Jesus Christ, everything is falling. How I lose? Oh, hell.
End of flashback.
It's almost the end. It's almost the end for my camera there. So yeah, I'm gonna take Sugar Pill Butter Cupcake as the next shade, and I'm just gonna take it on this Sephora smudge brush. Oh, my coffee. All of my creamer sunk to the bottom. Me not liking that as progress though, because that would have been my favorite part a long time ago. So just a coffee drinker, no big deal. So yeah, I'm taking that yellow, and I'm just gonna, I think I just want to highlight like over here. You can see how that's not like a spot, like a smudge of yellow, but it's just adding a different undertone in some places, and it like kind of just adds like a little bit of texture. Yeah, that's what that needed. It's definitely what that needed. All right, back to doing the other crease. Hello, yes, again, I said I was gonna do my brows, but then I decided to add something else. Yeah, I told y'all, this little series, it's all over the place. So to add a little bit more texture, I'm just gonna take this red right here on the little brush I've been using, and I'm just gonna take this red shadow on here, and then just kind of closer to where we have the purple, I'm just gonna put like little spots of it. I might even mix it with a little bit of the darker red from this palette. Just again, for a little bit more dimension within these little orange areas. You don't have to copy my exact placement, you just want it to be kind of uneven. You want your crease to look like wavy almost. You don't want it to look like an even halo of color. And then within that like blended out shade, you want some texture. So you're just gonna add shades appropriately while still keeping in mind, you know, the whole color theory thing. So, you know, sandwich them where they fit, but kind of keep that in mind. Someone is at my door, but my father is downstairs, so he's got that one. Take one for the team, champ. Also gonna bring the shadow over here. That looks kind of ugly. Oh my God, I don't know what I just did. All right, so this is the crease done. I hope you guys can see it. The lighting isn't the best, but that's the crease done. It's, for the most part, it's not really muddy. It's mostly blue. You can see a bit of the transition of the pinks and purples where I want them to be added just so that there's texture, but it's not overwhelmingly purple, you know? It's mostly blue and it's mostly orange, which is what I was going for. So, you know, that was successful. Now we're gonna go ahead and add some stars because this is a galaxy look. And I'm just gonna use a white gel product. Feel free to use a gel liner or whatever works for you. And I'm taking this LA Girl 208 brush. And what I did with this brush, because it's not small enough for me, you could probably avoid this by just using like a paintbrush or something, but this is what I had and I was gonna use it. So I plucked out a bunch of the hairs just to make it smaller because it was too bushy and too flat. I actually wish I could have taken a pair of scissors to it and tapered it, but this is actually working just fine, so that's cool. But yeah, I made it thinner because it was a little too bulky. So after I plucked out the product, this I used like last time, like 2 days ago. So it had some product on it and then I just flattened it out so that I could get this shape right here. You can see it's a lot more flat and that's what I need in order to create these stars. So I'm gonna start here. I'm just gonna make a tiny line. And you want this line to be a little bit more faint. And that's why I would recommend you use like a gel product as opposed to a liquid, because a liquid is gonna go on with full pigment. And in order to make these stars look like they're glowing almost, you want them to be fading at the edges. And that's just hard to do with a liquid. You need gels because they kind of like dry a little bit. So like the pigment is almost I don't know how to explain it, but like gels will like make this effect better. So I dragged it out farther. Now I'm just gonna build up the center. Let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see a little better, sorry. So you can see I have that faint star now. Picking up some more product. You're gonna want a little bit more like wet product for this, so you wanna build it up on the brush fast. And then starting in the middle, I'm just gonna, you know, build it up in the center. And I'm not gonna take this all the way to the ends. And you can see how it looks like it's kind of glowing, right? So now I'm picking up a little bit more fresh product from the pot, wiping off the excess on the back of my hand, and I'm going to kind of connect the 4 spokes in the center. This would be a perfect time to have a smaller brush. And then to create a smaller one, where do I want the smaller one to be? Here. This one is gonna be more of just like a little plus. I'm gonna get so annoyed hearing myself sing. Almost is never enough 100 times in this video. So you can set little dots of the product. Put your finger down to kind of smudge them and create additional tiny stars if you want to. Boom. I didn't have to snap like that, but like I did, bro. And my motivation for doing these stars beforehand is because I actually don't know. I know I had one yesterday, but I don't know. So these stars aren't exactly coming out how I want them to. Perhaps this is where this look goes south. It's probably because this brush is dirty. And that was like benefiting me to like, you know, flatten it out. But I'm not exactly sure what to do to make these stars not look like giant lumps. Because it's just kind of like, I think it's also the texture of the product, but I had no issue with it the other day. So I don't know what the fuck is up, Kyle.
What the f, dude? Step the fuck!
Okay, what I'm thinking I might try is I might just take a tiny, tiny, tiny brush, like a liner brush, and use that to kind of sharpen the edges using previous shadows. I have this brush right here from one of my NYX liners that I broke. I couldn't get it open and then I got frustrated and that was just the end. But that might be doing me some favors today, hopefully. I'm just gonna dip it into one of the shades we used earlier and try and help these bad boys out. So like here, this is the dark or like purpley blue we used earlier. Yes, there we go. She don't want to be saved, but I saved her. Yeah, I went there. Yes, okay, I feel like this look still has potential now. Now this look can be saved. It can come together. Yeah, that looks good. That looks intentional. So I think we're good for now on that. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the crease. I'm gonna use Tarte Shape Tape in Tan Sand, I think, or maybe my NARS concealer because it's right here. Do I have a flat shader brush? Another one? How do I lose everything? Keep in mind for cut creases, you really want to kind of load your brush up with concealer so you can get clean lines. If you don't have enough like concealer on your brush when you do a cut crease, a lot of the times it just does not. It's not as sharp as it could be. That looks so sloppy, I promise it's getting better. It is definitely not the brush I used last time. I'm f***ing up, but whatever. Oh wait, I realized I have a second brush. Hold on. Got it. Or maybe not. I think this concealer might not be a cut crease girl because this is not happening. And this brush never fails me. Ivy, you ask? Are you getting ready to get up and get another brush because, I mean another concealer because that's not working? No, I'm going to finesse.
So Ivy continued to cut the crease for an unnecessarily long time, when she could have just as easily grabbed another concealer and done it twice as fast, and then...
We finessed. That's a pretty okay cut crease. Oh, my battery wants to die. Fuck me. Well, since my battery wants to die, I'm just gonna go ahead and charge it for a little bit while I continue to finesse this cut crease, and we'll come back in a second. Okay, I'm back. So in the meantime, my concealer was kind of creasing, so I went ahead and smudged some of my lower lash line shade. I just mixed a little bit of the blue and the purple together because I realized kind of by like blending the blue and the purple, I've come to realize is actually more of like a navy blue than anything. But anyway, by mixing them together, I kind of created like an in-between shade in my crease. So I just mixed them together for the bottom lash line instead of like going back and forth between the two and being all fancy with it, you know? So I'm mixing the blue and the purple again because like I said, I just feel like they ended up mixing together anyway, so it really isn't gonna make a difference. Imagine I filmed this whole thing with the mic off, but it's like plugged in. I hope. If that didn't work though, I would have to film this whole thing over because I hate watching voiceover videos. So I don't know if you're ever gonna catch me doing one because I just hate watching them. I find them so boring, I don't know. Taking that corner shade from the 35C palette and kind of buffing that out, hopefully, assuming that I can do so effectively. I think I'm just gonna blend this shade at the bottom. That looks really odd, but bear with me. I'm just taking a pink from this palette, and I don't think I've been showing you the pink I've been using. It's been this one right here. So I'm just taking a little bit of that, and then I'm gonna blend upwards a little bit. So kind of overlapping with the purple. And then I'm going in with the orange we used from the Saharan palette on the same brush. And we're gonna pack that right here, just above the pink. This might be a bad idea. Please don't make my look ugly. This looks so ugly right now. I have faith that this will get better, okay? I'm also gonna take a little bit more of a yellowy orange from this palette. Again, on the same brush, which is probably gonna make everything a muddy mess, but like I'm wiping it off of my hand as I go. For this step, I would actually just recommend taking the orange to the top of the crease because I'd had to add a yellow and all this other stuff and it just made it ugly. So stick with the orange, okay? Trust me. Gonna take this shade right here from Saharan called Iman on a Sigma short shader. And I'm just gonna pack it down the center. All right, my nose looks very matte right now because I had to powder. Your girl was getting oily. This could focus, that'd be so cool. Thank you. I went ahead and blended all that out. I think I need to add some more blue there, but you know, it's pretty much.
Ivy spent ages over explaining this part, so I will do it for her. Basically do the same thing as the crease on the bottom. Just use smaller brushes. You're welcome.
All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add lashes, liner, and a couple more stars off camera. And I'll come back to wrap up this video because the sun is leaving and I can't focus on this. And also trying to beat that, okay? See you in a second. Okay, I actually forgot to give y'all details for like what I did off camera and I don't remember a lot of it, but I do know that I wore Nova lashes from the Makeup Shack. And yeah, that's really all I remember, so sorry about it. All right, so I am back. The look is finished. The lighting is shittier, you know, it's new frame, new me, I don't know. So unfortunately I did not make the sunlight, so I really rushed that for nothing, but I mean at least the look is done. Here it is close up. But yeah, this is the finished look. Sorry about the lighting, by the way. I used to be able to work.
This explanation is entirely too long.
That being said, I'm really into this look. I don't really like dark eyeshadow all the time just because it can make me look kind of cross-eyed. That being said, cross-eyed and all, I feel like this look looks really cool. It looks cooler in sunlight, but you know, I should have planned my day a little better. But yeah, regardless, I think it looks really cool. I hope you guys liked this little whatever this was. I know I did. It was, I mean, maybe I liked it just because this is what usually happens when I do looks. I'm like, I need to get in front of the light. But you know, at least you get to see it now too. I don't know. This doesn't have the most point, but you guys do want to see like how I do these looks, so I'm happy to show y'all. Just it can't be as polished as usual, so sorry about it. I'm not really. I like this video. I hope you did too. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also, turn on the post notifications because, you know, YouTube doesn't want you to see my videos anymore because I don't want to say they suck. Please monetize my channel. It's a tough life out there for a small creator nowadays. But you feel me, turn on post notifications so you can see the next video. Definitely make sure to follow me on Instagram if you like looks like these because I will be posting more there. I'm definitely not gonna get time to film every single look that I do like this. So if you would like to keep up with these, definitely make sure to check out that area. But yeah, I guess that's it for this one. I will see you in the next one. Bye.